All right, welcome to the Team Impact Gala. Tony Masserati along with Jay Calnan, Dan Kraft. I don't think we need introductions. We know each other well enough.
That we do.
So give everybody a little bit of background on Team Impact, how it began, the history, how you two got involved.
Well, the concept of sick kids in college athletic teams has been around forever, but what we did in 2011 when we first launched Team Impact was to change the model to leverage our network to find families who had kids between 5 and 15 years old battling a life-threatening or chronic illness. And then based on where the kids lived, we networked in the college and university market to find a college nearby with an athletic team that committed to have the child be a member of the team. And that launched on Mother's Day in 2011 when we had Ben Roy as part of St. A's College on the hockey team. And we started with one kid about 13 years ago. We're coming up on 4,000 kids across the country today.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think about, as Jay just said, 11 years old. And I remember when we talked about the concept or the idea, it was just, well, I guess 13 years ago, 2011. And to see how far we've come since then, it's really, I mean, to sound not too obnoxious, it's really unbelievable what we've done. 4,000 kids, we're in all 50 states, and we've changed the lives of these kids in such a profound way. I mean, these are kids battling, obviously, some pretty horrific situations, not always life-threatening, but chronic illness, so they can't be part of a team. And this has given them the opportunity to be part of a team. And you know, we always say kind of the unintended consequences for us is what the college athletes get out of this. And, you know, life lessons and priorities and perspective that maybe certain college athletes aren't always thinking about. So we like to say everyone wins.
Yeah, well, in all sincerity, don't feel like you're being obnoxious. It's amazing, really, because I remember what it was at the very beginning when I spoke to Dan Walsh, I think it was, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, and so really it's
another jumbo.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's an incredible, you know, having witnessed some of it firsthand because I still keep in touch with the Tufts baseball team. I've seen some of this. But this event in particular, you're one of the chairs of the gala, right? So can you tell people just a little bit about what this event means to Team Impact?
Yeah, this is a huge event for us every year. It's our #1 fundraiser, and the funds really go to our ability to build out our network across the country so we can source more kids and then match more teams with the kids. So this is our #1 fundraiser. Response has been unbelievable this year. I think I'm cheering it this year, which means Jay's cheering it next year. It seems like we alternate every year, but it's great. It's a passion for us, and the response from the community, people who have been here before or have heard about it, has been overwhelming. We're going to have over 1,000 people here tonight. I'm not going to talk about dollars raised because we're still getting there, but it'll be a big part of our annual budget, so it's very important for us.
Yeah,
huge.
One of the best things about it, Tony, is it brings together our community because Team Impact isn't, you know, a small group making a huge impact across the country. It's the many hands make light work model where everybody gets involved, and having everyone have an opportunity in this area to come together as part of our community that supports it from the athletic side to the medical side, from the business side, the family side. Everyone can come together and celebrate what we accomplish year after year, and it really is amazing how much it's grown and where we are today. So there's a lot to celebrate tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun doing it. We're appreciative that you joined us.
Well, I'm appreciative to be part of it.
That's the beauty. Let me just interrupt. Sorry, Jay just said we're going to have a lot of fun. I mean, we've all been to these charity dinners. They're great. A lot of great philanthropic organizations. But usually people are rushing for the exits when this thing ends, or when other charities dinners end. The reason we moved this to Saturday night was usually we'll do it during a weeknight, and the vibe and the energy in the room is so great when it ends. People want to hang out. We said, let's move it to a Saturday. We'll do the program, move people, let them see the magic of Team Impact's program, and then let's leverage the relationships and hang out and have a great time at this amazing venue in Everett.
So I should have mentioned this before, that we're at the Encore Boston Harbor. I don't know how many people can tell from the fact that we're outside. But
they can hear the slot machines.
I'm sure, yeah. You
and
won't
the planes,
catch me
and
there
the planes
later.
going overhead.
For sure. So I don't know that I've ever asked either one of you this, but I'm curious, and I'm sure a lot of people are. And that is the concept, because you both have backgrounds in sports for obvious reasons. Your family's obviously involved. You played football in college. How did the idea come about? Is there any one particular person I could credit with the idea, or was it a group brainstorm, a group think? How did it come to be?
Jay called me. Go ahead. tell
Yeah,
the
and
story.
so as I said, the concept of a kid and a team has been around forever. I had a younger brother who couldn't play sports growing up because he had a medical condition, so it really resonated with me, and we had seen it in a number of other situations over the years. And frankly, Dan and I got together and talked about, why does this have to be so random? It happens every once in a while, but it's so infrequent that concept happens when we could make it happen. We can leverage our network into the medical community and the business community and raise funds, create awareness, find kids. And once we do, we could leverage our network in the athletic community to find teams nearby. And it seemed like a simple concept, and when we first started out, if we could take care of 20, 30, maybe 40 kids, that would have been amazing. And to see it now that we're approaching 4,000 kids across the country is mind-blowing to the two of us. And it is really an opportunity tonight to celebrate, because everyone gets together and pitches in. This is not a small group. It isn't a medium-sized group. It's a massive group of people who support it in so many different ways.
Yeah,
We're very fortunate.
I mean, it's turned into an incredible thing. You should both be really proud of it. I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
well, thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, I wanted to get involved years ago, and for whatever reason, there was always something in the way that
You got a checkbook, Tony?
I get a checkbook.
We'll
Yeah,
take a
yeah.
check.
Well,
Take-
you can
tip
write
them
a
upside
check.
down.
It's easy.
You know,
We got
in my house,
You
though-
can make up with the interest. You can write whatever
Yeah.
you want to do.
Well,
It's all good.
in my house, though, I don't handle the checkbook. My
Yeah.
wife handles the
Right.
checkbook.
Yeah.
I'm sure you both know how that goes.
Yeah.
But all joking aside, yeah, it's
No,
really
no,
it's
no.
fabulous.
We appreciate it. And, you know, Jay made the initial call to me. And one thing, as you explained what this charity is about, I like to say it's such a no-brainer mission. Like you explain people, here's what we do. You give them the elevator pitch. I've never had anyone said, that doesn't really resonate with me. Like how does it not resonate with everyone? So that's our challenge now, getting that messaging out across the country. And we're there, we're in all 50 states, but really building that brand. And we'll be there for sure.
Yeah,
This thing is going to be as big a brand as you'll see. That's our goal.
For
I mean,
sure.
the concept is really, it's fabulous.
Yeah, and I think at the end, what the goal has become is there's so many things going on in society today that make you question, where we're heading. And Team Impact is so grounded in two basic values around gratitude, right, and teaching the student athletes to be grateful for what they have every day. And that's an important message that gets lost. And here we're highlighting that. It's really the impetus of the program for the student athletes. And the other component of it is grit. And these young, courageous kids battling whatever they're battling are so gritty, so tough, so resilient, that between the gratitude and the grit is the message that this program brings. And when people really understand that, it blows them away. There's really nothing more important than you could be instilling into your community, into society, into the future with student athletes than those two characteristics.
Yeah, it's a different scale, Jay, but my sister had a boy years ago that was born with all sort of complications. And along the same lines, it was always about life experiences for him while we had him.
Right.
And I think that is the essence of what
It is the
Team
essence.
Impact is. It's
Right.
about
Live
giving-
every day.
Right.
That's
Live
right.
every day.
Yeah,
And you
that's
know
right.
what? I
Don't take
think
anything for granted.
We've never come
Anyone.
across anyone who couldn't relate in some way or fashion or form. And so it's pulling that experience together, pulling that emotion together, and instilling those very, very important characteristics. What's more important?
She's going to give me the wrap sign any second, but before I let you two go, anything in particular that you want people to know before we send you off to have a good time? Anything that we've left out that you say, you know what, this is one thing I really want to emphasize that I haven't emphasized yet?
Yeah, I would say, and then I'll let Dan close, but when we first started with a handful of us funding it initially, we then brought in a group of our friends, and they funded the first couple of galas, and they brought in their friends, and now we have a massive gala that's funded where we are today. We're now transitioning, and we have a new CEO coming on board, Joe Daniels, and he's helping us transition from the support that we get from the galas to corporate partners and the corporations out there that are going to benefit by aligning their brand with Team Impact and what we bring to the table. That's the future of the organization, and so that's the big catch on where we're going from here. And as I had mentioned, Joe Daniels has come on board as our new CEO to help with that.
And we'll speak with Joe tonight as well.
Right.
Yeah, Dan, I don't know if you had
Right.
anything to add.
No, I think that's important. I'd just say if people, because we are still only 13 years old, so if you know people or have a friend or a relative or an acquaintance who maybe you think would qualify for the program, please, teamimpact.org, look us up, make connections, because it's word of mouth, it's connecting, and they tell their community, and they tell their community, and we have teams waiting to get kids. We need to source more kids to match with teams. So that's probably all I got.
Well, thank you both. Appreciate you both for joining us. Go have yourself
Thank
a
you.
good time.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Tony.
thank you.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Go
All right, good to
Jumbos.
see you
Go
both.
Jumbos.
Thank you,
Really
Tony. Thank
happy
you
to
very
do it.
much.